you started with a good cause.
Oh, yes, I know.
And over time,
Yeah.
you stood by whatever you believed.
Yes,
You
I
believed in painting in the old masters way, the
That's right.
Renaissance
Yeah.
way, and you've kept to it all this
Yeah.
while. And it seemed like the way you done it, everything fell into place.
My mother took me to the National Gallery when I was 6, just
Mhm.
before the war,
Mhm.
and she said to me, "Your dad says these are the greatest painters in the world."
Mhm.
And I remember looking up at them and thinking, "Okay, Daddy, I'm going to do it."
I would like to paint like this when
Yeah, that's right. But when I was at art school, we were told you shouldn't paint like this. It's old-fashioned. You're just stupid. And I thought, I don't agree with you.
So that beats it beats me because it was like you had your mind set on something and nobody else was getting it.
My father was a wonderful painter,
Right.
and I loved him very much, and I knew him for 2 years, from the age of 2 till the age of 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on the war started and he had to leave and everything. But he was always very kind and friendly and fun, and he loved painting. He was actually a poet, and they're now publishing all his poems, which he wrote when he was a soldier. And he used to write them in the evening when he had to stand guard in front of things, and then he'd write a poem while he was doing it.
And I remember you saying you sort of held back the tears as of when he died.
Yeah.
And up to the point when the war was over, that's when you couldn't hold it anymore and you just let it all out.
I know. Yeah. When I remember when the war was over,
yes,
there was a tremendous celebration going in our school.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was so excited because all their daddies were coming home. And I went down into the kitchen, which was empty, in the school, and just cried because my daddy wasn't coming home.
You only got to live with him for about 2 years.
Yes.
Am I right? So
before that, he was fighting in the Spanish Civil War.
Okay.
And was imprisoned by Franco.
Right.
And then they did a prison swap.
Mm-hmm.
And the chap who was running the camp suddenly realised that one of his prisoners was actually a great friend of the cousin of the King of Spain. He was going to make a fool of himself keeping this bloke in prison and sent him home to England.
That was a good one.
Oh, that was very good.
They let him off there.
Yeah. So they sent back all the prisoners, and that was it. And for 2 years, we lived very happily.
For that 2 years when he came back.
Daddy was painting. Mummy was playing the piano because she'd been trained as a concert pianist. But she was too shy to play in public, so she became a writer in the end. But anyway, I remember this, my mother playing the piano and my father painting pictures, and everybody was so happy.
Because there's that thing that you said about he's frozen in time forever. So from that time onwards, whatever happened, it doesn't really matter because you've got him there, and that's where he's going to live on from. Yeah.
And I felt, and right the way through my life, I ran on the principle that I don't paint in order to become famous. I don't paint in order to make money, except if you need it to eat. But I mean that's different. But I paint for Daddy. To me, I felt I must paint in order to impress Daddy. So whenever I've done paintings, I had a vision in my head that he's on a cloud watching.